Welcome, welcome by For the Passion, Not the Fashion, the YouTube channel. We are here. I'm here location in Belgium, in the Ardennes, French part of Belgium, at a friend, Kees, and I'm doing an interview with Kontakt. Kontakt is a great new band from Canada, Calgary, and I discovered them by accident, and I really like them. And I want to ask Ian about his band. Hi, Ian. Please introduce yourself, man.
Hey, yeah, I'm Ian. I'm like I guess the main songwriter in Kontact. It's a new band from Calgary, like you said, but we've all been playing in a lot of different bands for for a long time. So it's a new band, but older dudes.
Okay. And how and when was Kontakt founded, and by who it was founded?
Yeah, so I started writing for Kontact in like 2019, I think.
2019, okay.
I was living in Sweden and I was playing in a band called Mystique at the time. Yeah, from Stockholm. And their drummer and I were friends like before that. And we both like quit the band and we were going to start our own thing. So we were writing together, and I was like putting together like a Swedish lineup. And then because of COVID, like now I'm like going to school in Sweden right now, but I'm in my hometown. So I just like, we talked about it and we're like, okay, well, it's kind of too difficult to keep doing it like distance or whatever, and I wanted to move forward. So I contacted some friends from we had a Swedish name and all this, and I contacted some friends and showed them the material, and then put together like a Canadian lineup and just started jamming. Like I think it was about a year ago we started jamming here in Canada, and then we recorded in March. Just because of record plant delays, the record comes out January 4th.
A French label, right?
It's a French Canadian label.
Sorry?
It's a French Canadian label.
Yes.
The Temple of Mystery is kind of just outside Montreal, and then the cassette is on a French label. Yeah,
I know the guy.
Yeah.
It's also the organizer of lots of the festival in France.
Cool.
Yeah, I know the guy. Cool guy. I'm gonna trade some cassettes with him. So,
nice. You'll probably get some of ours then.
Yeah. Hey, and you're coming from Calgary, Alberta. How's the scene over there? Is there a scene?
Yeah, there is for sure. It's kind of weird now. So like me and my friends always talk about how like 2012 to 2014 kind of thing, the scene here was like really, it felt like it was a lot bigger, or like a lot of people were coming to local shows mostly. And so there was a lot of like local bands that were super good and like I thought were like world class. And then people kind of started fading away and like bands broke up, and shows got like a lot less attendance, and like some venues shut down and that sort of thing. So now it's kind of like a few stragglers from that early scene like still doing it. A lot of people aren't doing it anymore. There are new bands for sure, but I'm also like getting older, so I'm like not as much a part of it as I used to be. But there's good shit here. There's a lot of music in general. Like there's a lot of good country music and that sort of stuff. Like heavy metal, maybe not so much, but there's a lot of like stoner metal and stuff like that, and like hardcore. But in terms of like traditional heavy metal, there's not a whole lot. There's basically like us and Traveler and Riot City. There's definitely more, and I don't want to miss out on anybody, but yeah.
Bit similar with my scene in my town. It's hardcore and stoner also a lot. We have the Roadburn Festival. You might heard of it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's in my city, so yeah. And I see a button from Sacred Blade. I own the record.
Nice, yeah.
I see it here, the red button, right?
Yeah, Nick from our label before we joined the label, she put out a Sacred Blade like merch, a batch of merch for them, which was awesome. It's kind of coincidental because yeah, I got the record here. You said to bring some of my favorite recordings. I don't know if you meant like
later.
So
cool.
Yeah, Sacred Blade is obviously important for us.
I own the record too, so I'm very proud owner.
Yeah. It's cool because it's on a French label, and then
yes,
now we're like on a French label, so that's kind of fun.
Awesome. Hey, and it seems you guys are also active in bands such as BLACKRAT and TRAVELER. Is there a certain band main priority for you guys, or all equal?
Yeah, so BLACKRAT is not a band anymore. We broke up like a couple, I don't even know when, a couple years ago, I guess now. Yeah, let's see. We played our last gig October 2019. That was actually the last gig I played personally. So quite a bit before Corona. We played Street Metal Massacre in Philadelphia. Really great show, and that was like that was the end. And TRAVELER is like very much Matt's like main band. So yeah, that's his priority for sure. You know, he's still down, like we still jam and hang out a lot, but he's got a lot of touring to do with that. And Kontact, like, because we just started, we don't have much planned as of the moment, but yeah, it'll be a lot of juggling. And then my drummer Tanner has a band that's like not super active called Chieftain. It's like kind of a doom sort of thing. And then we got a new guitar player, so we have 2 guitar players now, and he's from Rome, Matt is also from Rome. So we have both the guitar players from Rome playing in Kontact now. And so Rome is like his main thing. So Kontact is really like me and the drummer. That's like our main band now. And then the other dudes have bands that they, you know, have been in for a lot longer and are kind of their priorities, but we're making it work.
Cool. See, you have a great Voivod shirt, by the way. One of the bands I hear a lot in your music, but I also hear a lot of Mandela Road influences, and of course the 80s, a little bit the 80s synthesizer stuff from Priest, you know, the more 80s stuff. But Mandela Road was a very, yeah, when I hear it and I showed it Kees, I said, it sounds like Mandela Road to me, especially vocal wise. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. It's cool because like, for sure I heard it originally, and then but I, you know, when we put the text on the album of like, you know, it says like Voivod and Priest, but it doesn't say Manila Road on there, and then people are like bringing up the Manila Road thing, and that's really cool. I mean, like Crystal Logic is obviously like one of the all-time classic records, and I love the way that Mark Shelton sang, and it was kind of an accident. Like I was writing stuff, and I've never, like, I was doing vocals in BLACKRAT, but I'd never really sung before, like proper singing, and just experimenting and like honestly just trying not to suck. And my like regular voice, like if I just sang like totally naturally, you know, it wouldn't sound cool. So I was just like trying to figure out a way to sing that would be kind of weird, like kind of weird instead of good, because I'm not like a good singer. And then it just went with that kind of nasally thing, and I was like, oh, it's like a little bit Manila Road, a little bit Snake from Voivod, and I was like, good enough, we'll just do that.
I think there's, of course, there's Voivod and Priest in it, but I think it's weird that you put not Mandela Road in this line, because in the description, because yeah, vocal wise, it's really Mandela Road for me. It's really, and that's a good thing. It's a plus, you know.
I think it's just that musically they weren't
like, huh?
I think it's just like musically, like instrumentally, Manila Road wasn't really on the list of like influences. I mean, like I said, I like them, but they weren't like, it was kind of like intentional. Like we're gonna try to put some like 90s Voivod and some Priest and there's some other stuff too, like Cat from Poland and like Master's Hammer.
Oh yeah.
These were like our influences, and Manila Road just wasn't really, and even like Dio and Ozzy, but like Manila Road just didn't really enter into the conversation until later with the vocals, and it was kind of just more of a coincidence.
I like it because there are a lot of young bands who like the sounds like all the Swedish bands from the 80s. That's very popular at the moment. I like it that you're inspired by some other things like Manila Road is a band who are not many, it's not real easy to copy. And then the 90s Voivod and 80s Priest together, it makes you're making a unique sound, which I really liked. And that's why I choose you from all the masses of new bands. I think,
well, that's really cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, and you please give me a little bit information about your discography, because I couldn't find your metal archives, right?
Yeah. So I guess because our record's not out yet, that we're not on there yet, because we don't have any physical releases yet. This is the first release. So it was gonna be just like a demo. We recorded it, like I recorded it myself in our basement, or in my basement. First time ever like recording drums, you know, like renting microphones and like setting it up and trying to figure it out. And so it was just like a demo. And then I sent it to a Nick, and because she was kind of like that's Temple of Mystery, and that was kind of my ideal label. Like, she's my friend, like everything she does is awesome. And so I just like, hey, maybe you'll like this, because I know she likes Voivod and whatever. And she was like instantly, you know, she wanted to release it. So because like we don't have any other recordings, so this is all we got. But we're planning on doing a full length, because we have like a lot of material. Basically like for the first bit of COVID, like I was just writing for this. So I have like, in addition to the demo, there's like another hour of stuff that's kind of ready to go. So hopefully record that in the summer. And it's definitely like, it gets weirder for sure.
Cool. And you are with Traveler. You're the band is signed by Dying Victims from Germany, right?
I think Traveler is on Cruz del Sur.
Oh, I thought, not sure. But Dying Victims doing a lot of great bands also in this, and I wasn't sure about that. But
yeah, Dying Victims, they do. My friends in Insane are on Dying Victims.
It's Swedish Insane.
Yeah,
cool band.
Yeah, they're great.
Witchblade.
Yeah, and Witchblade, yeah. That's funny. I was just talking to Eric like a couple minutes ago.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and I really like the cover of the Canadian cult band Sacred Blade. How important is this band for you and for the local scene in Calgary? Yeah,
for me, Sacred Blade is like, I don't know. I fucking love Sacred Blade. Like, this record, I think is totally, I think the word underrated is thrown out a lot. But Sacred Blade is totally, this the Sun and Moon record is super underrated record. Like, it's just the production on it, like how unique it is. Everybody should hear it, and it should be a classic for everybody. And so, finding that band, and that they're from like Western Canada, like we are, and there's not a whole lot of widely known bands from the 80s from Western Canada. So I just kind of really latched onto that and was like, I want to do something that's kind of like this, because I'm super into like fantasy novels and science fiction and stuff, and I just love the way they like created their own world, and everything is so like, it's just so weird, like look at this shit, like,
yeah, cool.
Like, their spaceship just landed in like the British Columbia forest, and they're wearing karate outfits, and it's just like, it's the best shit ever. So that's super important to me. But in terms of like the local scene, there's like, I don't know, still a lot of people here don't really know them, I don't think. And so if we can like help, the young, because a lot of people love cult bands and stuff these days, and if we can help in some small way make people recognize Sacred Blade some more, then that would be super sick.
And I want to add a little question before I go to the end. I want to ask you, the reason for moving for a while to Sweden, like you told me, was that the music scene?
Yeah, it was. Let's see. Yeah, I had some friends. So BLACKRAT had toured Sweden once before, and when I was there, I really loved it. And I'm a big fan of the contemporary bands from Sweden. So I just moved there for like a year. It was like a visa thing. Worked at a place called The Abyss. They do like the Abyss Festival. It's like the sickest heavy metal bar. And it was like booking shows there, which was crazy. Like just, got to like reach out to some of my favorite current bands and just be like, you want to play? Yeah. It was crazy, and met a lot of cool people. That's how I met like Sven from Antichrist and Mystique, and started playing. And that was kind of like my life decision was like, oh, I'm gonna move there. Yeah. And just because of COVID, like it didn't happen. And now, things have changed, and I'm kind of like, Canada's pretty awesome too. So I'm kind of, doesn't really matter.
I just flight over Canada when I went to the US, and I enjoyed this Canada on right under me, but I never been inside of Canada, but I would love to.
Yeah, come on out, man.
A lot of rock scene as well, I always think, and there's also great thrash bands like in Infernal Majesty, Voivod, and
Oh, yeah. There's tons of great. There's a lot of good bands over in the East too. Like our friends in Freeways and Occult Burial, and obviously a Nick band Pushma. There's tons of great bands. They're just kind of all over the place. Like it's so spread out. So
can you recommend 2 or 3 great new bands from Sweden, from Canada, people would check out here in Europe?
Okay. Well, I guess I kind of just did, but Freeways for sure. They're the fucking dudes. Let's see. Everybody.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna check them out. I know they're on Dying Victims, right?
They're on Temple of Mystery, same as us.
Also. Yeah. But in Europe, I saw it in Florian's store. That's.
Yeah. They get around everywhere for sure. A lot of that stuff, I think it's hard to tell what label they're actually on, because like Occult Burial, for instance, which is another band that I would recommend. Like all their stuff is on Temple of Mystery, but I think they're on Invictus and Electric Assault in the US. Yeah. But yeah, it's hard to tell who's who sometimes. But Occult Burial for sure is another band that people should check out. Barrow White from Ottawa.
Barrow White, I have the demo tape.
Yeah, they're fantastic. That record the full length is crazy. It's so weird and so good. I hope that they start doing some more stuff. I know their drummer lives in the States, so maybe it's like a COVID thing. Who else is good that people? Oh, Spell from Vancouver.
Spell, yeah. I know that too.
They're good friends of mine. They're fucking sick. And they have a death metal band called Reversed that's really good too.
Who? What's the name?
Reversed, like reversed.
Yeah.
And they're like total like Swedish death metal style from Canada. My buddy Dan has a new death metal band called Immortal Force. That's doing stuff. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna forget people and they're gonna get mad, but a lot of good bands.
And about the label Temple of Mystery, I checked their website and they have great releases. And it's the same with North American labels, Canadian labels. It's a problem for us to get these releases here. So because the shippings are insane and the taxes on it. So I
know that our stuff is gonna be available in Europe. There's some people that I can't remember exactly who, but there's people that have ordered some wholesale copies. So it should be available, through a lot of those, and like with the trades and stuff. Because I know the shipping sucks, and shipping sucks in Canada too. Like when I order from a Nick in Montreal, I might as well order it from Invictus in Ireland. Like it's Canada Post is terrible. And like when we release our shirts and stuff and like our records, like you know, I want people to be buying directly from the band, obviously,
Yeah, of course,
the t-shirts and stuff. But yeah, the shipping on a t-shirt is going to be like $10 a shirt or whatever. And that's just how it goes. And it's going to take like months to get there. But, you know, if people can be patient, then it's worth it.
Well, I want to tell also something to the viewers. If you want their demo tape, in a few weeks, you can order by me, Headbangers Records. I have a small amount of tapes in stock, so.
Sweet. Oh, and I want to say, like, obviously, I'm like, buy directly from the band, but buying from the label, of course, like support the label too. But you know, as things kind of get disseminated around, and then you're buying the record from like wherever, and it's like third hand or whatever, it's like buying directly from the band always like directly supports the band, right?
Yeah. What you told me, like the post shipping, and when you come on tour, that would be easier, you know, to bring some stuff and sell them on the road, you know.
Yeah, like shipping, whenever we tour, like we ship the stuff and then we like meet it there or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that can cost so much money. It's crazy. Like shipping a box of records like to Europe or whatever is psycho, like hundreds of dollars.
Are there plans to come to Europe, by the way?
I'd love to. It kind of depends on like Matt and Traveler and how much he's touring, and then maybe we could like hop on a Traveler tour and do it that way.
Yeah.
But no matter what, like I'd like to come back to Europe. I mean, I need to go visit my friends in Sweden and stuff anyways. So I would love to just bang out a tour, maybe multiple. I mean, it depends if we get invited, like if we get invited for some fests and stuff like that, like we'll come for sure.
Oh, well, this beautiful man, maybe we can try to manage some Dutch and Belgian shows at least.
Yeah, that'd be sick, man.
Let me try to help you guys.
Let's
I guess, you know, you want to shape your sound on the master or whatever, just contact us, and I'm just happy to help starting bands on their way to wherever. And I just love the scene and the energy that goes with it. And that's why I support Marco. It's indeed for the passion, not the fashion.
Hell yeah. I mean, you dudes you're the ones making shit happen. So thank you.
Yeah. And my last question is actually the full album. Is there a full album? You already told you're writing a lot of songs at the moment, and you already have a lot of songs ready.
Yeah. Full album. Like we haven't made concrete plans to record, but it'll be we'll be recording it in the summertime, hopefully, and maybe on Temple of Mystery again. We'll see, but it'll definitely be happening because we got lots of songs.
Cool. And now the most important question of all for all our fans of heavy metal. Please show those 3 classics of Canada.
All right. Well, I've only got 2 Canadian ones.
Okay.
I've got Sacred Blade, like we talked about, and then
yes,
for the Voivod stuff, they just
we've seen that today.
Yeah.
This re-release of this, and because I'm like, for this band, I love all Voivod, but I feel like 90s stuff is like kind of, I mean, nobody's really been not like tried to reproduce it, but like been that influenced by it, I find. And 90s stuff like Angel Rat and Outer Limits is like, to me, that's like my favorite. I don't know. I love it all, but it's super unique, and the production on it, you know, like I love Roar, but like that production is like pretty crusty. And I really love the like clean production on, especially the Outer Limits. It just sounds amazing. And it's just like, there's nothing else like it. And I got like, this record. So I'm a huge Blue Oyster Cult fan. And I was looking at my records. I'm like, what would be something I want to talk about? And Imaginos is kind of an under-recognized.
Special choice. It's the album of the 80s.
Yeah, it's so 80s. It's so AOR. I guess it's almost not even a Blue Oyster Cult record. It's like a Sandy Pearlman record.
Is there Dancing on the Moon on it?
No. But like I really like, obviously, the first track, I Am the One You Warned Me Of, and The Siege and Investiture of Baron von Frankenstein's Castle at Visaria. That's a super sick song. And there's a re-recording of Astronomy. It's like an AOR Astronomy.
Okay.
I guess this was like Sandy Pearlman's project. Like their manager that was like, he wrote I don't know if he wrote all their lyrics, but he wrote a lot of their lyrics, and like the whole story was like kind of his invention, as far as I know. I might be wrong, but and so he like put this record together, and like they didn't really play it and write it as a band. It was like he brought them in to like play their individual parts or whatever. So it's super weird. Like it's not the typical BOC record. So I've been into this lately and wanted to talk about that. And then I got, because you were saying 80s Priest, and like, this is a Priest record, Point of Entry.
You search for the underrated ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like on purpose. It's just this record for sure. Like, if you think about that, it came between, between British Steel and Defenders of the Faith, right? So those are two like of the most well-known and the most listened records. And then Point of Entry is like kind of flew under the radar a little bit, but like Hot Rockin' is like a fucking ultimate jam. And Desert Plains is a song that I like return to over and over just because of that feeling. I don't know. It's just got this feeling. And yeah, this is definitely like emblematic of the Priest era that I was influenced by when writing the Kontact stuff. There's going to be stuff on the album that's way more like, has that like, you know, like that, just that cruising down the highway. I don't know.
Great. Well, it's very cool that you show those records who always overlooked by most people, you know. It's really cool. And
Sorry, I think I missed what you just said.
I said, I really like the fact that you choose so these records, which are overlooked by most people. And I want to thank you for the interview, but I want to give you the opportunity to have some last final words for us.
Cool. Well, just thanks so much for the interview. Like, it's sweet I don't think I've ever done a video interview for a band before. So it's cool to have some help as we're starting out with this project. And like I said before, like you guys that are like interviewing people and like putting on fests and that sort of stuff, like that's the real behind the scenes stuff that's a lot less like glorious and a lot more work even than like playing. And it's really you guys and people like you that keep shit going and help people, like help the music reach the people. And I just think it's rad what you're doing. So thanks so much for having me.
Great. And please check out my label, our label. He works for my label. He's a sound engineer and he's doing some reissues for me at the moment. He's doing some mastering some old stuff from the 80s. And well, check it out. It's Headbangers Records from the Netherlands. And we do a lot of new bands, but also a lot of 80s bands. So feel free to check them out. And just check everything we do. We have an e-zine, we have a web zine. We did a printed magazine. We do many concerts. We can also start together again to making set up shows and tours in the Netherlands and Belgium, everywhere. Maybe some touring around. So check us out for the passion, not the fashion. And also, please, like our channel, please, and subscribe, and feel free to share it around. It would be really cool.
Hell yeah, dudes. Well, dude, thanks.
Yeah, you too. And we will share. If you have a channel, we put a button as well. No problem.
Yeah, I don't have a channel. Just the Facebook and the Instagram stuff, and
put the dump up.
Never mind. We'll follow you. We'll hear about you and really your sound.
Sweet. Yeah, and we'll share this interview around and all that sort of stuff.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.